We're pleased to have with us some special guests in the studio, and that is Tish Evans, who is the Chief Operating Officer at Ramey-Estep Home, and Kelli McCormick, who is the Chief Treatment Officer at the Ramey-Estep Home. Good to have you ladies with us this morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about the Ramey-Estep Home in case people don't know what it is. Tish, if you'll just explain, it's out in Rush, and exactly who is there and what it is for.
Well, the Ramey-Estep Homes began back in 1944. Many of you will remember Gertrude Ramey. She had a home. She started up in Catlettsburg and then was in the old poorhouse over on Bob McCullough Drive. Hack-Estep had a home out in Boyd County where he helped just boys. Well, in 1989, Miss Ramey's home changed to a treatment facility just for young men. And in 1992, the two homes merged to provide a common service, and they just provided residential treatment. In 2000, we started taking girls in our residential treatment program. We also, around that time, started doing foster care in our area, and we've continued to grow tremendously since then. We do outpatient services at our regroup office, which is here in Ashland. We do behavioral health services, substance abuse services. We'll see children in school. We involve the families. Kelli can talk more about our programming. And we also have an office in Grayson where we do behavioral health and intensive outpatient. We have an office in Erlanger, Kentucky, where we do some services for adults and children there. So we've just grown like crazy. It's been so great. The growth has been amazing. So we, right now, with all of our programmings, we take care of children age birth up all the way to adults age up into their 60s. So we have that full continuum of care for people in our community and across the state of Kentucky.
And Kelli, what type of treatments are we talking about?
So it varies depending on which population we're talking about. Of course, throughout all of our programs, we offer good therapy and case management for our clients. So our residential facility where we have the adolescents, we work with them. You know, they're placed there through the state, so we work with them on whatever issues brought them there, work with their families, help to get them back to a positive environment. And then same with our foster care program. They have therapy. We work with their bio families to get them back into that home as safe and quickly as we can, if that's the right plan for them. In our outpatient program, we also provide therapy, assessment, referrals, case management, psychological evaluations, targeted case management. We have a really cool program that we are working with the state on called K-STEP. It's Kentucky Strengthening Ties and Empowering Parents, where we go in where parents are at risk of losing their children due to substance use. We do some really intense work with those families. The goal of that program is to keep kids out of care, so we can find a safe caregiver for them while their parents get the help that they need, and get the treatment they need to help with their substance abuse issues. And then we work to get those families back together. So far, we've been 95% successful in keeping families together safely and getting the parents the help they need to be in recovery and sobriety.
I would think that that's been a big thing, too. I mean, with as much substance abuse as we have you seen a big uptick in that part of your all's work?
There definitely has. It's not a secret that this area has a huge, epidemic of substance use. So having these type of programs is really, really great. The state recognized that and was able to say, let's do this program in the eastern, part of the state. So we've been thankful to be a part of that and to help keep families together. Every time a kid is removed from the home, that's a trauma on that child. So if we can keep them there safely and help the home be better, that's what we want to do, and we want to keep kids there.
Now let's talk about the adolescents, because you mentioned those are young men and women now, right?
Yes.
That are brought there by the state,
Yes.
and that's because they've had some type of problem, issue, got in trouble, did something. Is that correct so far, what I just said? I mean,
Yes.
And then you try to give them treatments and help them and get them back on the right track, so to speak. But they are integrated into the community, right? Do they go to local schools?
We actually, on campus, we have our own high school. It's
cool.
part of Boyd County School. So we have a high school right there on campus. The kids go there. It's like a regular school day. They go from 8 to 3 or whatever that time is. Boyd County supplies the teachers. They come out there and just teach our kids. And they're getting a more one-on-one. Our groups are usually 10 to 12. So they're getting a more one-on-one education with smaller groups. And it really helps the kids who have struggled in school in the past to be able to catch up to where they need to be and really work on, that education piece.
What is the goal with adolescents who come to the Ramey-Estep Home? I mean, are you I'm sure trying to get them the education they need, but you're trying to do what with them so that when they, and how long does the average one stay?
Right now, our average stay is typically about 6 to 8 months. It's definitely decreased over the years. The goal, a lot of the kids come to us because of trauma in their own home. A lot of our kids have faced abandonment, neglect, abuse, and then those untreated traumas usually result in some kind of behavioral issue that lands them with us at Ramey-Estep. So we want to help treat those traumas. We want to help them, learn skills and how to live and how to take those strengths. Sometimes the negative behaviors are survival skills. So we want to teach them how to change those into, a positive behavior and get them on the right track and reintegrate back into that family.
And what the goal for every child is different depending on the child. We want, when they come in, we already begin discharge planning, and it may be that their goal is to go back home to their parents. Maybe their goal is foster care, or maybe they go into independent living programs. So it really just depends on, it's individual based on each child and what their needs are and the needs of their family.
Now, you also said that you treat even people up to their 60s.
We do.
Now, are these people who just need certain types of treatment because of things that's happened in their life, or how do they get put into that system, I guess is the question.
Well, on our residential campus in Rush, we take young men and women aged 12 to 17. So older than that is served through our outpatient program, specifically through our K-STEP program that Kelly just mentioned, and our intensive outpatient. You want to talk about that, Kel?
Yeah, so we, our mission at Ramey-Estep is to take care of kids. I mean, that's the base of it, is to take care of kids and help them be healthy. And we recognized when we started working in outpatient that part of that is also taking care of their families, taking care of their parents. So we started doing mental health and substance abuse treatment with parents. We got into the K-STEP program. We started an intensive outpatient program, so that program meets 3 times a week for 3 hours at a time. And one of our most exciting things that we have done, actually just opened last week, is we have started a adult residential substance use program for women on our campus. So we're able to serve women 18 and up out there. There's a shortage of women's treatment facilities for substance use in the area. We recognize that. We want to help meet that need. That's one of those things when we're working with that K-STEP program. We struggle to find places for our women to go. So we've opened that program now, and it's called Renew. So we started taking clients there last week.
And that, so mainly the adults that you're working with over the age of 17 or 18 are don't have to be, but they're related family members of the young people that you've helped?
Occasionally, but lots of times they just come in because they need treatment themselves. If they're struggling with substance abuse, they can come be part of our intensive outpatient. And like Kelly mentioned, we have the new residential treatment for the women. So they can be related to our kids or not. The majority probably aren't. We have about probably 800 clients in outpatient services, and that's adults and kids and families, and so we're serving a lot of people in our environment, in our community. One of the things that I love about Ramey-Estep is that we're always looking to meet the needs of our community and of our Commonwealth, and when we see a need that we can fit, that we know that we have the expert staff that can do it, because we always want to do quality services. So, we see the need for residential substance use treatment for women. So we looked long and hard about whether we wanted to do that, and we knew that we could meet that need because we have experts to do that. So it's very exciting for me as a community member and as someone that works at Ramey to be able to meet those needs of our community.
How is Ramey-Estep funded?
We are funded in lots of different ways. Our kids on campus, our residential youth, we get a per diem from the Department for Community-Based Services for every child in care. So we get paid daily for those children. We also, with our outpatient, we bill Medicaid or private insurance. So that's the way we're funded. Okay.
So you don't charge necessarily, the kids aren't charged anything.
No, sir.
I mean, they're there because the state brought them there and they're getting treatment, and actually you're getting paid for them to treat them.
That's exactly right. Yes,
but
every child is leveled, and we get paid based on the level of that child, based on what their needs are.
Right.
And so we that's how we get paid.
Great. I was talking with somebody yesterday about the Ramey-Estep Home, and we were talking about how much it's grown, and you guys have talked about that. And it's been a really almost amazing growth in just the last few years, right?
It really has. Since we started outpatient, since we started our regroup program, we were saying 5 or 6 years ago, we've been in the building over there on Central. And it's been amazing. I've been there for almost 28 years, and Kelly's been there for 15.
Almost, yes.
And so the growth is crazy. When I first started, I was in the old Ramey-Estep Home on campus before it burnt down, and we had like 45 children, and they were all boys, and so it's been awesome, and just to see that growth, and we know that Ramey-Estep's vision and Miss Ramey's vision was to help children in our community, and we feel that we have continued that mission by continuing to help children by helping their families and helping the grandparents who are taking care of them, the aunts and uncles, and the moms and dads. So we are continuing that mission of Miss Ramey and Mr. Estep, and that makes us really proud.
I guess one other question I have for you before we finish up is how do people like adults who are seeking treatment, I mean, how are they referred to you guys, or how do they know to get a hold of you?
So we have several different referral options, especially out on campus. We work with DCBS, the Department of Community-Based Services, and our foster care as well. But if anybody, we get self-referrals, so you can call our office at 606-547-4400 and just say, hey, I need some help. And our people are going to get you where you need to go. So we can take referrals for children, for adults, for our Renew program, our adult substance use program. That can all go through that phone number. So we get referrals also from physicians. So we work with pediatricians, we work with schools. We just want to help the community. So anywhere that they need our help, we'll take it.
So somebody can call, or they can call on behalf of somebody, and you guys then can figure out what you can and cannot do for them, and try to get them going in the right direction.
Yes, our intake coordinator, they'll get sent to our intake coordinator, and she knows everything about everything that's going on there, and she can get you to the right place.
All right. Anything that I haven't asked you about Ramey-Estep that you wanted to mention this morning?
I don't think so. We just want to thank our community, too. They've always been so supportive of us, and we've changed so much over the years, and I know some people don't realize that. They still think of us as the orphanage. And so once COVID and everything has settled back down, we would love to people call and come out and maybe do some tours and just see what we're about.
Absolutely.
And I'd also like to add, we are still hiring with all that growth that we just talked about. We're hiring clinicians, we're hiring case managers, we're hiring people to work out on our campus for direct care. We have a great family atmosphere. It's an amazing place to work. I've worked in a few other places before here, and it's just you come to work and you feel good about it, and you've got support behind you, and it's just an encouraging, great place to work. And so, if anybody's out there looking for a job, we encourage you to reach out. The email for applications is apply@RameyEstep.com. So we would love to hear from people.
All right. Anything else? Go ahead.
I was just going to say that some people don't realize what a large employer we are, but we have about 240 staff members between our campus location and Regroup, and we just continue to grow. In the last couple of months, we've hired probably 30 staff, and that's anywhere from a high school diploma to master's level clinicians. So we can, we just love to be part of our community and want people to realize that.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming and sharing with us about Ramey-Estep. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Tish Evans, Kelli McCormick of Ramey-Estep, and after all this is over with, you might want to give them a call too and just check it out. And if you know somebody that needs help, you need to call Ramey-Estep. And if you're looking for a job, you might want to email them because they are hiring right now. And we thank Tish Evans and Kelli McCormick for being our guests this morning.